Q or something when you go live.
We're live.
Oh, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Early Watch. It is Monday, March 26, 2018. I am Jimmy. And with us, as always, Mr. Tony York.
Good morning, people.
And running this thing from over in South Carolina, Mr. Night Strike, maybe?
Yeah, what's going on?
Early
Cool,
watch
cool.
it.
Go ahead.
I said, and early watch SC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Watch SC.
And big time Early Watch South Carolina, which we do have some news coming out of in a little bit, too. Let's see. Guys have a decent weekend? Just bullshitting?
Well,
Real
it's
quick.
fucking blizzard here Saturday, so no.
All right.
I mean, every kind of shitty fucking weather known to man except for twisters and hurricanes, and it's pretty fucking close to a hurricane.
Yeah, and then you said you found out that there were people out there? Like, that's just crazy, man.
Yeah, there was people out for the, whatever the fuck they called it, rally, and there looked like a couple of dozen pro gunners out at that same rally here. I didn't know a fucking thing about it, or I'd have went.
Yeah,
but
that's
Jesus,
so. Yeah,
weather,
that would have been good to know for sure.
The weather was awful here. It switched from sleet, freezing rain, to rain, pouring fucking rain, snow, more rain. Fortunately for us, it hovered at about 35 degrees for the most of the day, and we didn't get massive accumulations of ice and whatnot on stuff. So that's one good thing, but it was a miserable goddamn day here.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. All right, cool. Yeah, so Squib was saying here, sounds like we're gaining some momentum, getting the word out. It's just slow right now, and I do agree, absolutely. Then Patriot was saying we picked up Idaho yesterday. We did pick up Idaho. We also have a Florida chapter now, and we are possibly getting a Maryland chapter. I'm not going to give out any names because I don't know if they want to or not yet, but the person running Maryland said that they're going to be starting an early watch email sometime this week, so that'll be cool. What else? We had a pretty good chat yesterday. I feel like it was pretty productive-ish. We didn't physically get anything done, but definitely a lot of ideas got passed around, and I do believe that we may be on the right track here.
We've got to figure out how to get information out to people who are not in our group here.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing, too. So check it out, right? So Tony didn't know about the thing yesterday. A bunch of people didn't know about the thing yesterday. He's not alone at all. You guys, anyone that listened to the chat, me and G-Webs went to the Ben Avery thing after the whole March for Your Life protest or whatever the hell. Nobody we talked to knew that the Antis rally was even going on. So yeah, definitely something that we have to figure out. A lot of people were saying Facebook is a good idea. I'm inclined, even though I have a dislike and a distrust for Facebook, I'm kind of inclined to agree. So we're probably going to be starting one of those up here.
Speaking of which, I'm going to try to do the Facebook page right now.
Yeah, I can only do one or the other, but that's definitely going to probably happen. More than likely. Every time, 60% of the time, maybe. Nah. If you want to talk about the Michigan rally on Saturday, link me. That is an idea, Squib. If you're going to be around in a little bit after we do the news and stuff, for sure, definitely. Let's see. Oz is saying, what's up? What's up, Oz? Crazy Scotsman, what's up, man? We got Patriot out there, Rock Humper, man. We need that. I don't know if you were around when we were talking about it, but we need that. The gun romance novella. One of them 1962 porno books and shit will probably be on the cover, but about guns. Who else we got out here? Anybody? Fine Ape. What's up, Ape? And Black Cat. Oh snap! He's first. He beat Patriot to it. What? So yeah. What's up, all? Oh, Patrick's out there. I don't know if I mentioned him. What's happening? Um. So we might as well start with the news. I don't know. So Nice Strike's not here, so I'll give him a second, so he could be thoroughly depressed with the rest of us. But do have some stuff saying here that Remington, few minutes ago, I think this happened yesterday or yesterday evening, maybe. They're going to go through with bankruptcy. Remington, U.S. gun company that makes. Why do I click on these things? Remington, U.S. gun company that makes rifle used in Sandy Hook murders, filed for bankruptcy protection. Remington Outdoor Company. Okay, so not okay, I got you. Remington Outdoor Company, the country's oldest gun maker, filed for bankruptcy protection late Sunday. The company has faced lawsuits after the Bushmaster, an AR-15 style rifle, was used in the murders that killed 26 people, including 20 first graders in Sandy Hook, blah, blah, blah. We all know about that. Connecticut, 2012. The company has seen falling sales for years, and the industry overall also saw declines last year. In 2017, firearm background checks, which are used as a barometer of gun sales, declined faster than they have since the FBI began compiling the data 20 years ago, which, I take those statistics with a grain of salt also. Gun sales tend to increase when presidential candidates who are perceived as being likely to advocate tough gun laws are elected. Yeah, we all know about that panic buy. In February, Associated Press reported that Remington had reached a deal with lenders so it continued to operate while seeking bankruptcy protection. The company, which is based in Madison, North Carolina, has been making guns for 2 centuries. They filed for bankruptcy, filed in the bankruptcy court of the District of Delaware. Records show the AP contributed to this report. Well, that sucks. But you know what? I mean, the whole Freedom Group thing, and we could talk about Freedom Group. We kind of talked about this yesterday on Food Travis's chat. And we could talk about the whole Freedom Group thing and how we all, big business and big corporation and all that. But from my angle and from what I've seen and my own personal opinion, the big beef was always that Freedom Group just forgot about Remington. They bought out all these companies and put a bunch of quality control into them, pretty much like they were before Freedom Group bought them, and then just kind of let Remington fucking dangle in the wind and shit. That was my problem with them, because Remington is a fucking good company, and it was almost like Freedom Group had zero respect for them. But you also got to think, Freedom Group was keeping all these companies afloat, kind of, they bought them. If they didn't buy them, who knows what would have happened, right? But that was my big beef. I'm pretty sure from what I heard from a lot of people, that was one of the main reasons, is just Remington's quality control went down.
Part of it was Remington was fixing to be in deep shit over this trigger thing.
Oh yeah.
And there's no way they could have withstood that without Freedom Group being.
Yeah, that was for one of their 700 series or something like that, right?
Right.
Or am I mistaken?
No, that was on the 700, and I don't know if it was affecting any others or not. But they talk about that group of triggers that was made in the late 80s through the 90s. But it wasn't just that. It was the whole damn line. There was issues occasionally with those triggers.
Yeah. See, and I don't know. I like the 700. I think it's a great gun. The ones that I've shot anyway have been fucking damn good. Accurate. I don't know. I like it.
I always liked the 700. Okay, fuck it.
And from what I understand too, even with all this shit going on, and this is just what I've heard, and I have seen some of the new TAC 14s, and they are a little bit less I don't know how to say it, wobbly than the original ones that came out were. But from what I understand, though, their QC has gone up a touch. They have kind of started like giving a fuck about Remington again, from what I can tell and from what I've heard. So maybe it's a good thing if they make it through it. Hopefully, I would hate to see another, especially Remington. I would hate to see another gun company go down, and especially like I said, man, Remington. They're classic. They're some of the first guns that I've ever shot, shotgun wise. Some of the first guns I've ever shot. So I don't know.
The old 700s were, by old I mean anything like 83 ish and prior were always really good. The 870s back in the day were pretty good. I don't know. I haven't run a new one. I probably haven't run one that was any newer than mid 80s.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither, honestly.
I've got two of their old semi-autos here that work well and are really accurate too. Look like a 870 in 30-06, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the well, I didn't have it. My grandfather had it. I think it was the police one. It was an 18.5-inch, and it had the wood foregrip and wood buttstock and all that. But I don't know, man. Like back in the day, if you asked me in the early 2000s or like mid 2000s and stuff, where you going with, Remington or Mossberg? I would have probably answered Remington, like without a fucking hesitation. Now, if you ask me though, I would probably have to like look at the guns specifically that you were asking me about and go off of that.
Yeah, I can say that they've upped their quality. I mean, I bought a Marlin 1894 a year ago, and while it's a decent gun, it was like it wasn't quite finished. It was really rough yet. I just got that 95, and it wasn't like that at all.
Yeah, and that's what I don't understand about Freedom Group. They're just like, let's spit these motherfuckers out, or I don't know. But like some of their shit, they still keep like in really great. I don't know, at least the way it was before.
Well, they said with Marlin, Freedom Group's version of Marlin is the fact that they moved all their machines from Marlin, and they didn't move all the techs. All the techs didn't want to go. So there was the settings on machines being moved, plus people not knowing how to correct shit, and that really hurt Marlin for a while. Then they went through and they made detailed three-dimensional drawings of all the parts of the guns that they're making, and they started making them based on those, and their qualities went way the hell up. Still, the fit and finish looks rushed.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that, definitely.
Other than that, this 95 functions really fucking good.
Scotsman just said he sent me a PM on YouTube. I'm on the phone, man, and I'm kind of having problems getting to it. So if you want to email me, it's at what's it called? Yeah, thank you. earlywatchaz@gmail.com.
Kind of blows the fuck out of the water, making it easy to remember, huh?
Well, no, I was reading at the same time. I can't multitask. I'm pretty sure that it's the same part of your brain. Like when you're talking and when you're texting and when you're reading, I don't know. I don't know. It occupies my same side of the brain, so I don't know.
You mean the one that's up on top instead of the one down below?
Yeah. That's what I do. It's like a barometer. I just fucking wave it around and see where it points, and then I go. But yeah, so but I did see that you subscribed, though. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sorry, I really did try. I tried to look. We got a comment over here too while I'm over here though. Jimmy, this is Rich. I'm in Idaho. Would like to know if anyone on deck here is in. Oh, yeah, that's our Idaho guy. So yeah. My bad. I'm a little late on the comment, but I got the emails though. See.
Welcome.
Oh yeah, Patriot says too. He just seen he's got 77 followers on Early Watch Michigan, and then 92 on his other Twitter. Nice. Yeah, that the Early Watch thing. I was really surprised originally that we got any traction at all. That's really really cool, and now people are kind of paying attention to it. Not big time, but people are kind of paying attention to it. So it's neat. We'll see how it goes. And like I said yesterday, that chat was definitely productive and everybody was pretty gung-ho. So that's awesome. Everybody that was there anyway, Tony.
I was there, some.
So I'm just fucking with you. All right. Let's see
It cost
here.
me fucking $20 to get into that. So
I apologize. All right, hey, I got you. It would be easier for me to say what I don't have right now. So right now, what we do have is, let me go and double check because I don't want to misspeak. Let me go here. Let me click here. Okay, so we have Early Watch Arizona, Early Watch Illinois, Early Watch Michigan, Early Watch Minnesota, Early Watch Connecticut, Early Watch Kansas, Early Watch Wisconsin, Early Watch California, Early Watch Michigan, Early Watch Texas, Early Watch South Carolina, Early Watch Idaho, Early Watch Florida. So that's all we have right now, and possibly Early Watch Maryland. More than likely Maryland. We'll see about that one.
I'm back.
Hey, what's up? So yeah, so that's what we have right now. I should probably, no, I'm not going to type. I promised these guys I wasn't going to type this show. So.
Oh no, you'll type. We'll get you to type. You will freaking type for us.
All right, so but now we have South Carolina back though, so we can get into that news here.
You don't have to. You don't want to.
It really came into clear focus this past weekend of how poor the information gets spread around on our side actually is.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's another reason too. I know that some people missed the chat, and I apologize about that. Kind of just deciding to do it the day before. But I really, really did honestly plan on doing it next week, like I said originally. But yeah, after, like Tony just said, after seeing what I saw, I was really, and like I said yesterday, I hate this phrase, but I was really taken aback. I had to pause and like, seriously? One of those. I did not expect it, especially, and I know no state is necessarily safe from this crap, but especially out here. And I know that there's a lot of pro-gun states too that had the same fucking thing go down. So I was really shocked.
Yeah, we will never have the mainstream media in our pocket like they do. Matter of fact, I think it's the other way around. I think the mainstream media is doing more to direct them than vice versa. But we have got to figure out a way to get information out there, or we're not going to win. And it's that fucking simple.
Oh, that's cool. I was just, well, not I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not saying that's cool to that. I was saying that's cool to this in Greenville. They had their rally or whatever, and I guess that there was a pro-gun group. I forgot what they're called because I'm reading on now. Yeah, but the pro-gun group was like running security for them and shit. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, even though they disagree with the message completely, you do still have the right to say whatever you want to say, even if what you're saying is to get rid of your rights to say whatever you want to say. Like that's what we're all about, man. I defend your right to say fuck you to me. And you know what I mean? Like, that's all. That's how it should be. Oh, cool, sweet. Looks like we got an Ohio.
Excellent.
Cool, thanks, Scotsman. Yeah, all you need to do is so fill out the or make a early watch Gmail. It's just a Gmail account, super simple. Make it earlywatchoh@gmail.com. And yeah, once you get that done, let me know. And then I'll send you over the spreadsheet and you'll have access to that. You can add news, add updates, anything that's going on, or you could just obviously have in the email, send a group email to all the early watch and we'll all get it. I was doing that. I don't know. What'd you think about that, Tone? I thought that was kind of neat. And Night Strike too, if you're still here. I thought that's kind of neat. Like we can all like talk in a group chat and shit, but it's over email. I don't know. That's kind of cool.
I didn't realize that was even freaking possible until I got this Gmail account.
It is.
Me neither. Seriously.
You can use Gmail technically like you can text messaging, and all it requires is the internet.
Yeah, seriously. And not even phone data. If you got data on your phone, you're good to go. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's a good way to keep in contact. And thanks, Scotsman. Appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. All you guys that are doing this, many thanks.
Yeah. Bunch of people doing a little bit of work is a lot of work,
Yes.
No matter how you cut it.
A lot of work for Jimmy that he doesn't have to do.
No, it's actually more work for Jimmy, especially once we start posting on Every Second Matter. But I really don't mind if we can. Everybody's super serious on it, and that's giving me more enthusiasm and motivation. So I'm cool with it.
Well, because Jimmy or I are omnipresent, there's only so much that we can know.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's kind of my whole thing behind this is how we get information we need to have from places where we're not at. But now, it's more like how the fuck do we disseminate information way more effectively than we have been?
No idea.
You might have to to elaborate on this one, Patriot. He's saying another thing, Jimmy, and Instagram, you can follow hashtags. So make sure we all follow the same, like Early Watch Nation, etc. What do you mean follow a hashtag? Like you can actually go onto a hashtag and follow it? Like if somebody hashtags it?
You can follow a hashtag on Instagram like you would, following a person apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll look into doing that, and I'll run you through it when I figure it out.
That's interesting. So yeah, okay. So I got some homework today too. I'm gonna do the whole Facebook thing. So all right, cool. Cool. What else news we got? Anything? Oh yeah, there was one thing that I kind of was interested in here, and I thought that this was just really a good point, and not necessarily news. Sanatorum. Let's see here. Rick Sanatorum. Yeah, from Pennsylvania. Let's see here. Rick Sanatorum. Instead of calling for gun laws, kids should take CPR classes. I think that's really interesting. Now,
really interesting.
I did notice
it's a fucking stupid argument to make.
Well, yeah.
You're going to stand here in front of these kids and say, instead of trying to ban guns that are killing kids in school, you need to learn how to save the people that have been shot by these guns you want to ban. That's a fucking ignorant way to go at it.
Jimmy, I figured it out. All you have to do is just, when you go into Instagram, just search for the hashtag with the hashtag in front of, hashtag Early Watch Nation, and it'll bring it up. And at the top, it'll say follow the tag. And that's it.
Oh, sweet.
So,
I sincerely don't oppose kids learning CPR. It's a good idea. But in this particular setting and this instance, it's a fucking stupid thing to say.
Well, yeah, and listen, and this is why I think it's an interesting topic, right? Because it probably isn't the wisest thing to say and especially with the state that everybody's mind is in right now. But I do think it's interesting because that is something that people should have regardless of, They should have that kind of stuff because even take guns out of the equation, car accidents happen. Asthma attacks happen, stuff like that. I mean, there's not really much that you could do at that point, but I mean, things happen.
Everybody should have at least a basic first aid kit training because quite honestly, you don't know what's going to happen in life. And sometimes if there's a bad car accident or a bad motorcycle accident, you're the only person there with the first aid kit. Guess what? It's on you. You can call an ambulance, but the problem is the ambulance won't get there as fast as you.
I get all that, but these kids are out there screaming to be safe in schools, and Santorum saying, well, you need to learn how to save people that have been shot. And they're like, no, we don't need to be shot.
Yeah. Yeah, they're being it's an easy way to completely dismiss his whole argument. You want us to get CPR classes, we don't want to get shot. Boom. Yeah, so that you're right about that. But at the same time, it's also kind of leading kids towards not depending on other people, depending on themselves, sort of. Like, don't depend on the government and laws to change every time something happens and you feel a little unsafe.
Well, these kids are so fucking stupid about this whole thing, you know. Obviously, they're on the left. They don't trust Trump at all, but they want Trump's military to have all the assault weapons and themselves to have none.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is going to sound like a kind of a dickheadish thing to say, but statistically, Marjorie Stoneman should be, the high school should be fucking the safest place to be for the next ever right now. Usually once it happens at a place, it never happens again. So there, at that place. So I mean, I don't know. It's just like these kids.
Thing to say.
Well, I'm just saying though, it is. But I'm just saying, it's like these kids are trying to spew out all of these bullshit, rhetoric and statistic numbers. They're not looking at actual statistics. They're just fucking seeing what they read and going off of that. And it's just so frustrating. I know we say that like every day, but it's just so frustrating. Well, and then having that anti-gun argument, that anti-gun dude was just like it was the nail in the coffin for me. It was like, okay, these motherfuckers have zero interest in anything logical if it doesn't have to do with, yeah, we should get rid of military grade weapons. If you don't agree with that at all, then you might as well not even fucking talk to these motherfuckers because they hear it.
That's great because 86 we got rid of all military grade weapons. You can't have a machine gun, you fucking stupid ass.
Well, exactly, Tom. But tell a motherfucker AR means Armalite and watch him fucking giggle at you and say that you're ignorant and to pull your head out of your ass.
That's when I teach him what the barrel of a fucking Ruger does.
When they say that, that's when I teach them to go to. I pull up the Wikipedia article on my phone. It says it right here, dumbass.
And then they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, you read it on the internet." That's why you're gonna get into a childish argument.
What now?
I mean,
they're gonna get into it. Right. Go ahead.
You can't have a conversation with these people. They don't want to.
Forehead.
They don't want to have a dialogue. These people want what they want. Their option is the only option. You cannot change their mind. You cannot argue with them. You cannot discuss or debate them. It's either their way or the highway.
Kind of like in here with some people.
Nice try.
I'm sorry, Tony. I had to get that out of my system. I apologize.
Yeah, and I mean, Squib. Hey, what's up, Sean and Ponnery? And Squib does have a point. I mean, you can own a machine gun technically if you go through the proper paperwork and if you have money. You got to have money.
You're gonna own one.
Yeah, those regular people. Not that I don't consider rich people regular people. If we got any rich people out there, we do have a Patreon. But I am just saying, it is a possibility. That is true. But it's a very hard possibility to get to.
You could own the Taj Mahal too. But.
Yeah. I could do a lot of things that I'm probably not going to be able to ever do in the entirety of my life.
Let me put it
Keep
this
playing the
way.
lottery, Jimmy.
You can't buy a new
You might. Just don't play the Powerball. That's just worthless. Play the
And
regular.
I say that as I'm scratching off my hot sevens right now and shit.
Are you really?
No, not yet. I'm gonna wait until later. I feel like doing it on air is bad luck, so I'll do it later.
Oh, okay.
It's changing whether you're on air or not. You know that, don't you?
But well, you know, if you do it on air and when we do it live and we're able to get like super chats, you know, we can make that a thing because I know there's a guy who does that on air on live and gets super chats.
Super chat requires thousands of subscribers. We ain't even fucking close.
Well, yeah, I've got at least I'm halfway there. I'm like 739.
So you're close.
I'm closer than you guys. Yeah.
Whatever.
I think we might be a little bit off-putting with
your message.
I don't know. People are scared of the fucking bad language.
Yeah.
No, it ain't
whatever fucking happened to Sticks and Stones, you know?
Oh yeah, there was one time. There was like maybe it was like a year ago or something like that, and I was listening to somebody else's chat, right? And get this, I really forgot. I honestly forgot who it was. I wouldn't point any fingers anyway, but I forgot who it was. But I remember somebody was on there, and they were like, "Yeah, I really like these kinds of chats where we could just talk about topics because I don't like some of those other chats where the guys just sit and talk crap about each other." And I'm like, "Yeah, he's talking about the early watch for sure."
That's why we don't let you motherfuckers in here.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, and that's what I was kind of saying yesterday. Is that everybody that's like stuck with us from the beginning, even the newbies that we've picked up and stuck with us, everybody in the audience has always been like really outspoken. Like I don't know what you're fucking like in your real lives, but you know, from what I can see, stand up people and shit. Like, I mean, everybody that has always interacted with us has always been fucking awesome. So, we've had a couple
like I am online, offline. You know, you just ask Ellis, and he's not just gonna say that just because he's family.
Almost everyone. Never mind. Thanks for bringing up Ellis. I'm just joking. We love Ellis.
With one slight exception, with me, what I am here is what I am. I don't get pissed off as quickly, personally, in my life as I do on here. Part of that's for the show, but.
Yeah, but I would also imagine that you probably don't talk about half of the shit that you talk about in regular life.
No,
just an assumption.
No. The wife and I discuss gun control shit all the time because she's avidly pro-gun also. And in fact, we just ordered her FOID card.
Oh, very good. Congratulations, Mrs. Tony. If you hear us out there or tell her later or something, congratulations.
If I'm at Walmart looking at the ammo and somebody strikes up a conversation, I'll talk about it. If somebody's if I'm at the gun shop and I'm talking to the owner that I always talk to, we've had conversations for like literally hours on the whole thing, and he hates the way things are going right now. But as a shop owner, he's got to do what he's got to do to make a buck, make a living. So I understand that. I'm not angry at him. It's just
I still, honest to God, have not met an anti-gunner in person.
I have not either.
Oh, I've met a couple now, and they're diamonds in the rough. Let me tell you,
Jimmy, your mom don't count.
No. I've met strangers who are oh my God, dude. Yeah, we've met strangers. Watch that live chat from the other day. Just like watch the last 10 minutes of it. Oh, if you want to, we could play that shit on air real quick.
Absolutely not. Let them go to your channel.
Yeah, there you go. Go to my channel. Give me views.
Or G-Web's channel. Whoever's channel that's on.
It's on mine.
Hey, is this thing on the Early Watch
page?
Gun Channels page?
Yes, this is on. Well, the video he's talking about, I don't know, but this
one.
The one we're in right now is on.
Okay, yeah. I'm watching that chat, so I want to make sure he's on and not on something else, and I'm just missing everything.
Yeah, it was there.
Nobody's saying nothing. call out to Midmo Gunner and Dr. No. Hey, man, how's it going? Midmo Gunner's always here.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Oh yeah, JB was saying, John Brown, when they passed the gun-free schools law, they painted a target on schools, and I think that they wanted these things to happen.
Of course they did. They love to use the citizen as a statistic, not actually prevent the citizen from dying, just to be able to use them for an agenda so it makes them look good so they can go higher up in the government. That's all it is to the liberals.
Look at what they've fucking accomplished already. I mean, look at what happened Saturday here. Now, this motherfucker who did this should have been in jail before this fucking happened. Was it actually snafu that they missed him, or did they fucking do it on purpose? There's a question.
My money is on purpose.
I hate to think that way, but I think it's a distinct possibility.
Oh man, if you guys remember from like a fucking couple years ago, I was saying the same thing. Like I don't want to believe that our fucking government is corrupt. Like I can't believe this shit. I don't want to believe it, but yeah, the more I can't refute evidence. What's funny?
Patriot in the Dark just said, I had a European guy yell at me the other day because I said hashtag shall not be in French.
He said, you do not know what infringement is.
S'il vous plaît, French bread.
Croissant.
I guess they got good paintball. Somebody talking about that the other day.
I'm sorry, I had to make the French joke. That's great.
Using old World War II bunkers for airsoft matches. I'm like, that sounds like a fucking waste of time.
It does, but at least they're using them for something instead of letting them rot, you know?
Come on over here and get a Crossman. We'll show you real airsoft. Pellet gun style.
Yeah.
Have you ever been shot by a pellet gun? They fucking hurt.
Yes, I've been shot by a pellet gun.
1,200 feet per second right in my ass.
My uncle's got
Same here.
My uncle's got a BB right between his eyes from our airsoft days. I shot that motherfucker trying to kill him.
I got shot in the arm and shot in the ass.
That's where it started, by making our kids soft, making airsoft.
Somebody started shooting at me when we was out playing around one day, and I was a better shot. So
you got it.
He ain't getting it cut out because that reminds me not to fuck with you.
Yeah, that's what ruined our generation, making metal, painful BBs plastic and soft.
Well, yeah, that's hell. When I was a kid, little bitty kids, 4 or 5 years old, our other uncle, this uncle I just mentioned, older brother, would sit up on the roof of the house and shoot at us with the fucking BB gun. Of course, it was Red Ryder, so it wasn't, going to break skin, but it stung.
They're preparing him for life.
Yeah, no shit. Then when Keith shot at me, it's like, fuck you, man. We're on.
Good man. Good man.
This Crossman up here, still ready to go.
Why a Crossman and not a Red Ryder?
I have a buck here for the kids.
Okay, well, that works too.
You guys ever shot any of them fucking, I don't know how to pronounce this shit, right? It's Gamo or Gamo or whatever. I don't know, whatever.
Yamo?
Gamo. All right. Yeah, so check this out, right? I had one. It was one of them ones where you crack it in half, and cracking it in half pumps it. And you put the little fucking pellet in there and shit. Holy crap. Yeah, I was putting holes in shit.
Yeah, this Crossman does just under 800.
Ooh.
My Crossman handgun here does just under 800. I think it does a little over 7. It's about 100 feet per second slower than the rifle, but it's a shitload louder. I mean, it
Yeah.
sounds like a 22 going on. And
Oh yeah,
both,
definitely.
both of them are fucking accurate, real accurate.
Yeah, I shot one that was regular and I shot one that was integrally suppressed, or the barrel was, and it was interesting because I laughed. I'm like, ha, they got a little thing that looks like a suppressor on a fucking BB gun. That's cute. But it actually worked as a sound suppressor. I was kind of shocked.
I have actually fun with these CO2 pistols here. I have a pink and black Crossman that like $25. It's really, really good. And then I have one of them, I don't know, German company. I can't think of who the hell it is. I think it's part of SIG now, or yeah.
Are they like
Anyway.
replica Crossmans, or are they just regular old pistols?
They're cheap kids' toys, what they are.
Oh, okay. All right, I got you.
$25 a piece. The one that's Umarex, that's it. The Umarex has got a crappy ass trigger, but it's fairly accurate. The little Crossman's even got a good damn trigger on it. Not as good as a real gun, but it's pretty close. I mean, you can work trigger control with it, and it would work. But man, they're a lot of fun, and it's good for fucking around here in the garage practicing, point shooting. The gun's accurate enough for that. So, you want to practice at home in your house, man, get your cardboard box full of an old blanket or something and one of them CO2 BB pistols. They won't kill possum, I can tell you that, because I emptied like 14 BBs into at a possum. And I know I hit him half a dozen times for sure. And he looked at me like I was fucking stupid.
Fuck all, I'm muted. I was like, yeah. Like, what are you talking about again?
That's why I keep half a dozen 22 shorts on my desk. I'll just whip out the little cricket and go kill that motherfucker. He shows up again.
Hey, so Tone, you said Gun Channels is working now, right?
Seem to be.
All right.
I'm on the early watch page. I don't know what's going on with the other part of it, but nobody said anything.
That's weird. There's got to be. I got to try to find a way that there's just like a button that I can click to take me right back to the Hangout instead of having to like go back over there and unmute and all that shit.
Get your fucking internet fixed and
Keyboard shortcut on my phone. Yeah, right. In a perfect world, maybe I'll go around and start trying to cut lawns.
You got a job, ain't they paying you to do it?
Yeah, oh yeah, they are. I told you though. Didn't I tell you what happened? That fucking Tammy got switched over to corporate.
History.
Nah, that's still last. She still ain't getting paid until next fucking week.
Tell her to come on out to Tulsa, and I'll see that she gets compensated fairly.
Well, hell, if you're paying motherfuckers to go, I'll be there.
There you go.
No, I know. I'm just fucking with you, man. I know. But yeah, the ride thing seems good. I just have to wait and see if I'm gonna make money or if I'm gonna work or what's gonna happen. Otherwise, the ride thing, I'm looking good to go. So
better.
Yeah, it's looking good.
I understand that you may not be able to take a few days off of work.
That's honestly, that's all I'm waiting on right now. Everything else is ready to go. Wife is cool with it.
Show, but there is also illness.
Yeah. Well, if there's any way that there's like sponsors out there or something like that, that would definitely be. I would be like, hey, I'm taking off. I would only really be taking off Wednesday, because if I left Tuesday, depends on when G-Webs gets back from over here. I'd probably either leave maybe Tuesday or maybe Wednesday. Not 100% sure because I don't know what's going on with him. But anyway, so I would have to take off. I would have to take off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday for sure. Maybe Tuesday. So
I wonder how quickly I can get business cards made up.
Super quick. If you don't mind, how many are you trying to make? Just a few hundred?
Yeah, 500, something like that.
If that's the case, go to fucking Office Max or fucking Stapley or whatever the fuck, Staples or whatever the fucking, just you could get them done that day. But if you wait for the internet, I don't know. It depends on whenever they send them out. But I did some at Office Max before. They were just all plain Jane old shit, you know.
Maybe I should get some made up for GunTube.
I was thinking.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I got a T-shirt I'm gonna wear there, so
we're gonna have a table. Gun Channel's having a table there. We could. 500 ain't enough though. And I don't.
Yeah, fucking A, that would be awesome. Well, yeah. Well, from experience, I know Office Max will do them shits that day, pretty much. You can, go across the street, do some shopping, and then go back, and fucking they should be done.
All right, I'll have to look into what.
Let's see what else we got going on here.
I know Vistaprint's cheap.
You know,
they're yeah, but you might. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what their sending is. If you could get that sent out to you this week, then it'd probably be worth it, I guess.
I use the one I use for my computer business was overnightprints.com.
And they get it to you right away?
More or less, yeah.
Nice.
Not that bad in price either. It's like $10 for like 100. It's like 10 cents a card.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I pay. I mean, the more you get, obviously, the more you save. I'm trying to remember. I think it was a few years ago when I was still like heavy into the swap meet thing. I want to say it was like around 250, 300 for fucking 1,000 of them. But I can't really recall off the top of my head. But yeah, they're not super expensive. They're around that, like you were saying, 10 cents a piece or cheaper. And then the more you buy, the more you save.
Yeah, no.
I never understood that. Like, and the wife was like, "Look, I don't see why you go and buy a pack of cigarettes for $6 when you can go buy 2 packs of cigarettes for $10. Because motherfucker, I only got $7 to spend. I'm not saving money. I'm losing extra money. It's not saving money.
I go buy 10 packs of cigarettes for $68 as opposed to buying 1 pack for $7.40.
Yeah.
They're about $5 out here, so.
I keep telling myself I'm gonna quit, so I'm buying them pack by pack.
But the price might have gone up since I quit smoking like 10 11 years ago. So.
Oh, my uncle told me a pack of Newports in Chicago right now is at like $12 after taxes and shit.
Well, Jimmy, come on.
Yeah.
I ain't going to there. I ain't smoking anymore. I'm glad I don't smoke. Sorry, Jimmy, you're on your own.
Yeah, they're a cool $7 here.
I think Newports are probably $5 here, $6 maybe. Marlboros are $7.40 or $68 a carton.
Damn, I wish they were that fucking cheap out here. They're like $50. Well, maybe that's like a city tax versus a out of city county tax. I don't know. Because I remember when I was in Chicago, we would used to drive up to like DuPage County or Indiana to get cigarettes. Hey, ain't that crazy? I used to travel the Iron Pipeline to get smokes and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The tobacco pipeline.
Cancer pipeline.
That's what you're going to call it, Jimmy, yes.
Yeah.
You'll all be happy to know that I just had a full run of chest x-rays and my lungs are perfectly clear.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
My heart ain't working worth shit, but my lungs are all right.
Yeah. I don't know how mine look, but they feel shriveled and black. So I don't know.
Well, I can remember back when I used to smoke cheap shit, and I would wake up every morning hacking until I threw up. Then
Well, that's all I buy is cheap shit.
Then I quit for years and got drunk and started smoking again. And when I started smoking again, I only smoked Marlboros.
Yeah, I don't even think my cigarettes. I don't even think the cigarettes that I smoke are a real word. Is Fortuna? Does anybody speak Mexican or anything like that? I don't know. I don't know if that's a real word. Somebody told me that it means fortune in Spanish, but
as in these things cost you.
Yeah, a fortune. But I don't think it's a real. I don't even think it's a real word. So I don't know.
Don't know that I would even risk Mexican cigarettes.
Hey, man. I don't know. They're very agricultural people, so I don't know. I'm just joking.
Farmers you've seen in Mexico, man.
I don't know.
You got tobacco all around him.
They grow the shit out of weed and strawberries and shit, so I don't know. Seem to have somewhat of a green thumb. I don't know. Anyway, Jesse Hughes, he goes off on pathetic and disgusting student-led protests against gun violence. I don't know who this is. Anybody ever heard of Eagles of Death Metal?
Nope.
Yes.
Okay, well, Eagles of Death Metal singer criticized students protesters as disgusting, vile abusers of the dead.
Remember the
shares
shooting thingy in France where they had bunches of people killed and a number of them were killed at a rock concert? It's been a couple years now.
I think I might have to follow this guy, so check it out. The girl says to the guy, I turned in my gun to do my part in ending violence. And then the guy says back to the girl, I chopped off my own dick to stop rape.
Anyway, the band at that concert in France, one of them was Eagles Death Metal.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to follow this guy. He seems he's heavy into memes. I like him. As the survivor of a mass shooting, I can tell you from firsthand experience that all of your protesting and taking days off from school insult the memory of those who were killed, and abuse and insult me and every other lover of liberty by your very action, Hughes continued. Long live rock and roll, and may every one of these disgusting, vile abusers of the dead live as long as possible so they can have the maximum amount of time to endure their shame and be cursed. Yeah. A poetic burn.
It's a culture.
That was deep.
Regardless.
That band was the one that was on, I think they were on stage at that concert in France when all that shit went down.
Oh, were they really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's them. Yeah, that's what he's talking about as a survivor of mass shooting. He was there.
Oh, okay. And then in other entertainment news, surprisingly enough, right? You guys heard about Killer Mike?
Who?
So Killer Mike, rapper defends gun ownership in an NRA video. I seen the video, meh, you know. Colion Noir fucking went over there and interviewed him and shit. And I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Like, why couldn't they send Dana Lash to go interview Killer Mike? I don't understand that. But, you know.
Dana Lash, Colin Noir.
She could come interview me.
Yeah. I have a few answers to question.
I'll tell you why.
I won't. Just want to talk.
That's sexist, but fuck it, that's what we are. Males. I ain't letting you cut my dick off for nothing.
Yeah, no. So yeah, but anyway, this guy in an interview with the NRA, he accused those wanting to change gun laws of being the lackey, obeying someone else's order. So yeah, like how they always say that, you know, Dana Lash and Colion Noir and all of their lackeys for the NRA and all that shit. And then, you know, he pretty much turned it around and said, well, you guys are being mindless fucking lackeys. He didn't say mindless. I added that. You guys are being mindless lackeys for fucking, you know, the opposite cause for whoever's funding your shit.
These fuckers don't even know what they're asking for.
Dude, I just saw the zombie apocalypse on Saturday. I saw a bunch of mindless drones that were, you know, in one direction sent by one sorcerer to go, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just watched the zombie apocalypse happen, dude. That's mindless drones walking down the street.
Wish the hell I'd have known about that thing in Peoria, because I'd have went with my fucking brightest NRA hat.
Oh, dude, they were telling, I don't know if I told you guys, but the press that was there was mainstream press there. They were, excuse me, can you know, I got to get a shot of the anti-gunners. Like, they were having no part. There was even a couple, like I said, I'm going to guesstimate at 10. Okay, so let's say there was 10 pro-gun people. They weren't getting none of their signs. They didn't want to get none of them on camera, nobody on nothing. Nobody was interested in anything. If there wasn't that one kid that was there that was kind of doing like the Crowder thing, the I'm pro-gun, change my mind, that kind of thing. If he wasn't there, I don't think anyone would have had any kind of conversation at all. And I'm pretty sure I missed it, right? I missed it by maybe a day. But I tried to RSVP to the Bloomberg event, you know, the March for Our Lives, and they have it online, and you can actually RSVP, and then they email you itinerary because they didn't have public itinerary out there. So I was trying to look into their itinerary as much as I could, but when I went to go RSVP, I was too late for the event. But I would almost imagine that the private email would be something along the lines of like, don't talk to anybody that's NRA, or don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what kind of instructions that were in there. I'm just guessing at this point, but.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Word. So celebrities including Miley Cyrus, Jennifer Hudson, Ariana Grande, and shown their support for the anti-gun activists in America. They all delivered passionate performances for the March for Our Lives rally in Washington. Since then, students have been leading a political movement to tighten gun control, blah, blah, blah. But rapper Killer Mike has different views. He said he's very pro Second Amendment. There are nearly as many guns as people in the U.S., around 90 for every 100 people. During the interview, Killer Mike criticizes those who think they are, quote, woke to the cause for their tighter gun control to America, saying, you're a lackey of the progressive movement because you've never disagreed with the people who tell you what to do. That's pretty insightful. And he says, I told my kids on the school walkout, I love you, but if you walk out that school, walk out my house, he said.
Hey, you're living under your parents' roof. You know, their worst law.
So everybody, all of his fans hate him now, apparently. Wow, well, this is massively disappointing. No more Run the Jewels obsession. And then I guess Killer Mike had quoted, he said, in Wakanda, everyone has guns. Killer Mike's really bumming me out right now. I wonder if they've listened to any of Killer Mike's, like all of these fans of Killer Mike, when he talks about killing people with fucking guns, if they jam out to that shit or if they skip that song. Like, nope, I'm listening to one of Killer Mike's love songs right now. Fuck that. I don't know. They're really disappointed that he likes guns. The fuck. These kids are so dumb. Almost feel sorry for him. Almost. Like really this close. Yeah, and they're saying that he's getting paid by. Of course, one of the kids are like, "Oh yeah, now we find out Killer Mike is getting endorsed by the evil NRA." And then I guess he responded to that one. He said, "Where's the endorsement at in the interview? I endorse gun ownership. I don't care what organization you join. That's not my fight." That's interesting. That's interesting. What?
Nothing.
I didn't hear you.
Well, I didn't say nothing. So
Oh.
I just said it was
Yeah.
Yeah, I like these stars latching onto it because any publicity is good publicity.
Well, yeah, that's true, but still, nonetheless, though, I mean, this guy is like I was just reading some of the tweets, and this guy is losing fans. I mean, he's a rapper, so imagine he's probably got mostly progressive teenagers listening to him and shit. So he lost a lot of fans, and that's part of the whole thing we were talking about yesterday. With that, there's a difference between an advocate and an activist. Now, he's not necessarily. I wouldn't go so far as to say he's an activist, but he's definitely going beyond the advocacy part and taking a chance of losing fans, and having some consequences with going public about his views. So I don't know. I think that's kind of cool.
The fans he lost are probably ones that download his shit on the internet for nothing.
Yeah, but yeah, you do got a point there. But I mean, even the Eagles of Death Metal.
I would rather he take a stand and actually stand up for something and for American rights instead of be the mindless drones like all the other celebrities and do the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing too. Like even the Eagles of Death Metal. I wish that there would be more people that were willing to stand up. I mean, obviously we got Ted Nugent, but he hasn't made a new song in what, 40 years, 30 years, something like that. So
remember, Ted turns out music every couple years.
A lot of these actors and musicians, people don't go and watch and listen to their shit for their political opinion. They watch and listen to their shit because they're good actors, they're good singers. Okay, I would say at least half of their user or their fan base could give two shits what they think politically.
Do you realize how much fun it's going to be winding his ass up at Tulsa? You got to go.
Oh yeah, we could have some fun right there. We're
gonna have the early watch in Tulsa. It's gonna be a thing.
The Eagles of Death Metal guy is a good one because he has been through one worse than anybody here has.
Right.
Well, yeah, an actual mass shooting, yeah.
In a place where all these guns are already banned.
Dude, I'm looking at gun news, and the first entire page, U.S. gunmaker Remington, one of America's oldest gun makers, Remington, oldest thing, Fox News gunmaker, Remington centuries old, Remington the oldest gun, Remington time for bankruptcy, Remington files bankruptcy, Remington the U.S. is oldest. That I don't know how many that was, but that was all different stories about that was the entire first page of gun news. Let's see here.
11 or chapter 7?
11.
So that's a debt reorganization. Big fucking deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like they're dead broke.
For Christ's sakes, they were talking about doing it for 6 weeks ago. It ain't new.
Hold on here. What's this? So could March for Our Lives be a setback for gun control? That would be something. Saturday's March for Our Lives was billed as a protest against gun violence, but for many Americans on the right, it felt like they were under attack. And I fucking hate just because now I am right of center. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I have a little bit of a liberal view as the point of whatever you want to do, go do it because I don't give a fuck. Just don't bother me about it. So that would be the extent of my liberalism or libertarianism or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
There's a huge difference between liberalism and libertarianism.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That would be besides not giving a fuck about anything. That's the only way that you can kind of label me into a political party other than constitutionalist. Because I mean, I really don't consider myself any of that shit. I wouldn't even consider myself
doing anything they don't think is appropriate or safe or for the good of the collective.
Well, that's liberals nowadays, but I mean, think about even the saying liberal. Real liberal about smoking in his house. He doesn't care. Like, think about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's the liberal, the meaning of liberal has fucking changed.
That's why you
just like I forgot. Huh?
That's why you have to specify that you're not liberal, you're libertarian.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But I'm not, I wouldn't even consider myself that. I wouldn't even consider myself that. Like I said, other than the aspect of not giving a fuck about what other people do, whatever. If it makes you happy, whatever. Other than that, I really don't fall into any of the political parties. So I hate when people say right wingers, people on the right, conservatives. It's people that just like their fucking gun rights. We need to get that one straightened out. Like, that's another fucking thing we need to get straightened out. It ain't a political thing. It's a freedom thing.
To believe in the Constitution of our country is
that's what I'm saying. I would be a constitutionalist before anything. I mean, I don't know, whatever.
If the constitutionalists really were for the Constitution and not some, you know, group that might be trying to subvert the Constitution.
Yeah, not picking pieces of the Constitution that they like and then changing the shit that they don't like. You know, that's not a absolutely.
Because I've heard two sides of these people calling themselves constitutionalists. I've heard the side saying that they're for the Constitution, and they want the government to follow it, and then I've also heard that they want to call a Continental Congress and redo the Constitution as well. I'm not sure which side is the right side to listen to, but the point is, I don't want you fucking with the Bill of Rights. Period.
That is the part of the Constitution. Yeah.
Well, no, there's people out there like what he's saying is that, and I've heard about some of these groups too, that they consider themselves constitutionalist, but they want a modern constitution.
And the problem is,
constitutionalists, we already have a constitution.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right, and the issue is, I'm not opposed to a Continental Congress, but only as long as they leave whatever's already on the books alone. I mean, if they want to add that, you know, we have the right to the internet or we have the right to a driver's license or something, that's fine. I don't mind. But if they want to touch any of the amendments already on the Constitution, I'm going to tell them to go fuck off.
Yeah.
And I will do everything in my power to make sure that they do not mess with it. Because the minute we let some jackass that thinks he knows better than anybody else mess with the Constitution, that's the minute we lose all our rights.
Oh, for sure. So I'm going to edit this for CBS News. But for many Americans who support the Second Amendment or support gun ownership or support the Constitution or whatever the fuck, many student speakers gave lip service to nonpartisanship. Quote, now is the time to come together, not as Democrats, not as Republicans, but as Americans. Student leader David Hogg said in his speech. However, it was hard not to notice. Oh, yeah. Nothing. However, it was hard to notice that some Americans were, to paraphrase George Orwell's Animal Farm, more American than others. For a nonpartisan rally against gun violence, there was an awful lot of messaging about a Republican president and GOP elected officials like Senator Marco Rubio. As student speaker Sarah Chadwick put it, quote, We will no longer be hunted down and treated like prey by politicians who simply don't care about us. There's a news flash for you, sweetie. They don't give a fuck about anybody, and they never have, and they never will. They still don't give a fuck about you. They're worried about your fucking parents voting them back in.
Okay, I hate
the people that are hunting
I
you
hate to
down.
make a picture, but
bitch are the ones you're making fun of in school.
Are these the people
Sure.
we want trying to tell us what we need? Look at that. That looks more fascist than anything.
They are. They want fascism. They want to control
socialism.
everything. Yeah.
They
Well,
want
and that's the thing too. Well, that's the thing too. I mean, I don't know if you remember back in the day, but when they were kind of like going through the whole California thing and shit, Democrats used to consider Republicans fascists or conservatives fascists because they didn't want a fucking free for all. You know what I mean? Like they didn't want a crazy free for all society. So the Democrats were mad and fucking, you know.
Yeah, even though the Democrats were the one that started concentration camps for Asians in the 40s. Democrats are the ones that started that did segregation. They did, they're the ones that started gun control.
Their true colors are going to show eventually. Just hopefully people wake up.
Supported slavery, by the way, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're going to wake up. Yeah. Ask one of these kids too. Like, what political party did Abraham Lincoln fall under? The guy that freed slaves. What political party was he? You know, I mean, that kind of shit. But they wouldn't. Would anybody even be able to tell you? That's my question. Would anybody under the age of fucking 21, maybe even older, would they be able to tell you?
Probably.
Maybe not.
Anybody under the age of 21 wouldn't even be able to tell you that we did have an assault weapons ban from 94 to 2004.
Yeah, and crime went up.
Yeah, the Columbine happened while we had one.
Yeah, and not only just crime, because they don't even recognize crime. They're recognizing gun crime, and they're not recognizing violence. They're recognizing gun violence. So and gun crime went up. Gun violence went up during an assault weapon ban. So come on now.
That is
give me a break.
There, the fact that they do not represent crime, gun crime. And kids, guns are inanimate objects, man. They don't commit crimes. People do. I mean, I don't know how to get it through your stupid fucking melons, but I've got guns all over the place. And I can't get one of these motherfuckers to go rob a bank from me. I've tried. Don't do it.
Yeah.
They just lay here and collect fingerprints usually.
Damn it, Night Strike.
What?
There's no post in the fucking Early Watch or the main page for the Early Watch.
Oh, register? Fuck. Not my fault. I blame Gunchester.
No, I know. I'm just giving you shit.
It's not my fault. The channel's been messing up for me this morning.
Oh my God. I don't even want to go over what this kid said. Go ahead, Tom.
No, it's not a secret. Everybody knows it. I'm just answering you guys. Or watch a secret. No, hell no. Everybody already knows it, man. They know that Jimmy will go out sometime in the morning, and we may have a show. We may not.
Yeah. Hey, Night Strike, can you send him a link if you get the chance? On the Gun Channel? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I can send him a link.
Yeah, I tried to text it, but he get it on whatever Gun Channels.
Squib was also asking for a link. Can I send him one?
Who?
Squib.
Oh yeah, I mean, once, yeah. Yeah. Let me finish this up here real quick though. David Hogg. So he was even more explicit. The cold grasp of corruption shackles the District of Columbia. To those politicians supported by the NRA that allow the continued slaughter of our children and our future, I say, get your resumes ready. Corruption, slaughter, hunted prey. This is the sort of language one would expect to hear directed at the Parkland attacker and other gun-wielding criminals. These killers were rarely mentioned. Instead, the vitriol was directed at Republican lawmakers, which that was a thing too at the rally we were at. Republicans, period, or conservatives or right wingers, and the people who vote for them.
Of course.
Yeah. The people who vote for them.
That's the whole fucking point of this from the Democrats' perspective. Get the fucking Republicans out.
Yeah. So it was directed toward the Republican lawmakers and the people who vote for them and the people who put guns ahead of our kids. Quote, was the common refrain. Or as one sign read, "Our blood on your hands." And there was the NRA. NRA equals murder. Signs were widespread at Saturday's rally, along with NRA supporters, terrorists, and expletive, the NRA. Oh, fuck the NRA. At least one rally featured chats of hey, 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 NRA, how many kids did you kill today? Which is from what I heard and understand, all of them were saying that. So that was another reason why I was interested in reading their itinerary, because I know there was some sort of instruction there.
Yes. Absolutely.
So how does it feel?
Organized to do specific things.
Uh-oh, Jimmy's typing again. Watch out.
My bad. Let's see.
The thought that this was organic is the biggest load of horse shit.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
it definitely wasn't no damn the kids came up with this and all that shit. Besides Bloomberg, from what I was reading, there were celebrities that donated.
If the kids came up with this shit, who paid the money for the buses and the planes to get them there?
Dude, seriously, school buses, like painted up vans and buses and shit were fucking driving. Yeah, it was insane.
Loads of kids flying there.
Yeah.
And you know why they did this? In the hopes that they could get out of school.
Well, seriously, but I mean, now the Saturday March, though, was a different story.
Probably they promised them like $5 or $10 if they win or something.
Yeah, your day will be comped and you'll get your check in the mail. They learned from their second, like they're not going to put any Craigslist ads out this time. This time we're going to keep the itinerary secret. Damn it! I should have fucking did it like a day earlier. I just didn't hear about it until. I mean, we all had that same problem. We all heard about it. I've luckily heard about it the day before, but we all heard about it late.
Yeah. So.
You talking about how late the notices got out about the state rallies?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I heard about it the day before. I mean, some people were saying they heard about it a week in advance, but I barely heard about it.
So I found out about it from the firearm guy. He's a big YouTuber in Michigan, and he's Matt got a hold of him last November, and I found out about the rallies through Matt, obviously, but then I found out more about it locally through the firearm, which I had never heard of him until last November, even though he's been around for a while. So I'm looking at the video he put out about Saturday's rally. He put out a video yesterday, and it's got clips from the rally. And I'm scrolling down here, and I'm looking, and one guy made a comment. Let's see. Thanks for being there for those of us who couldn't. Thanks for being a patriot. I didn't know you were from Michigan. Blah blah blah. Let's see, where's the one that I shall not be infringed? I live in Michigan. Never heard about this. Had I known, I would have been there as well. I'm sure there were some other people that were, see, we need more rallies. There's some people from out of state making comments, things like that. And yeah, it was just, I think that there just wasn't enough advertisement on this. I think that if you say everybody's got to be on Facebook, or everybody's got to be on Twitter, or everybody's got to be on gun channels, or everybody's got to be on YouTube, or everybody's got to be on, what's the other one, Instagram, then you're not going to get the message out. I think we all need to go where our strengths are and put the message out there. So, you know, Jimmy, you're saying you don't want to do Facebook. I totally feel you there. I don't care for Facebook. Somebody else on Gun Channels is big into Facebook. They can handle it for you, so you don't have to get your hands dirty with that. Same thing with Instagram. I don't Instagram. I don't see the big deal. Everybody Instagram. It's like it does nothing for me. I don't tweet either. There are some people on Gun Channels who Instagram and tweet and stuff. So maybe instead of trying to take people out of their comfort zone and forcing them into something else so that they get the message out, you do Instagram, you do Facebook, you do Twitter, you do Gun Channels, you do YouTube, and we're all putting in. And then you also don't have one person doing what, 6 different platforms too? And then complaining about the amount of time?
That's what we said yesterday. We wasn't asking.
Yeah, that is a great. Yeah, right. Yeah, but that is a great point, though. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing too. Having a bunch of people do a little bit of work, and hopefully it all adds up.
I found out Thursday night at 11:30 at night. Driving home from work, and I'm listening. I'm trying to catch up on the short videos for the channels I'm sub to. So I'm listening in, and the firearms guy did a video about the whole YouTube thing, the recent YouTube thing, and then he added in the 2A thing. And then I got a hold of Smeggy the next day, and he didn't know about it. And I'm sure there's some other Patriot. I don't have your contact information. I couldn't get a hold of you. Potatoes, same thing. And Potatoes had to work anyhow. So because we got a hold of him later, and he had to work. So, and that's the other thing too, is with these weekend things, some people have their weekends tied up. They got family obligations and things like that. And then other people, weekends are like me. The only time I could do one of these is on a weekend because of my work schedule. So we're all different and whatnot. But if we're all, you know, I can't show up this time, but you show up, or we all show up next time, or I mean, just, I think if everybody does a little bit, it's a whole lot more than, you know, somebody saying somebody's got to do it all.
That was never our intention with this early watch thing. Hell, when it started out, we had somebody else doing the freaking stuff in Illinois. I'm only doing the email. And of course the show.
Yeah, and I hear what you're saying, but I mean, I feel like at this point in time, it's kind of, you know, if I have to step outside of a little bit outside of my comfort zone just to hopefully get something accomplished, I wouldn't force anybody else to do anything. Absolutely not. This is all really optional stuff. Nothing is mandatory, especially if they want to be a part of the Early Watch network or chapters or whatever the hell you want to call it. Absolutely nothing is mandatory.
Well, if that's what you choose to do, it's your choice. Choosing to do it or choosing to not is
right.
But there's lots of people out there who would like to know about these things going on, and they're relying on other people for information. And I totally get that. It just, I guess the guys who set it up here in Michigan are part of a small group, and I'm wondering if they made the decision to do this and got the permit to do the rally and all the other crap that they had to do to make it happen, and then they're not tied in to other things. I mean, I don't know, it's just really hard when you've got maybe one group organizing it. Like, let's say Gun Channels organize something. Everybody who's not on Gun Channels is not going to know about it. So it's getting, I mean, you know, you're on air and you're talking about it, and I think that's great because it's getting the word out in one way, or it's saying we're working on it, or this didn't work last time, let's try this, or can anybody help out, or, you know. But there are so many organizations that are out there that they don't want to be on Gun Channels, or they don't want to, with the whole thing about we don't want to upset our sponsors, and it just, it's a hard fight.
Well, if that's, and I mean, and honestly, like I said, I mean, stuff is just kind of sort of, I knew everything's been bad and I've seen everything that's going on, and obviously I've been aware of it, but it kind of just smacked me in the face this weekend. And I understand that there's a lot of people out there that have a reputation to worry about. I understand that there's a lot of businesses out there where it's their job And you can't just, in most regular jobs, you can't just go and fuck around and spew your political opinion without getting written up or fired. So I understand those aspects, but that's where the split comes from advocate to activist. And I've been kind of saying that over the past couple of days here, maybe week or something like that, because there's a lot of people out there that I've noticed that say that they're activists, but maybe keyboard activists or like, you know what I mean? Like not, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I was saying, the littlest bit of work will help us right now because we can take all that little work and make it into something huge.
And some people, though, they do the activist thing in a different way. One person goes to a march. Another person donates money to the ILA. You guys can say whatever you want about it, but it's something. It's better than nothing. One person takes somebody to the range that day. Dusty couldn't make it to the rally because he had already made plans. He's taking somebody who's never shot a gun before, shooting for the first time that day. So everybody does something, you know. It's a whole lot of little making one big, but we're like I said in the live chat, we're gaining momentum. It's slow right now, but I think it's going to exponentially progress.
I definitely think so.
Lack of dissemination of information. We're not getting the word out. We had a rally, Pro 2A rally, encounter to theirs in Peoria Saturday. I found out about it today on the news. I had no damned idea.
Yeah, and that's part of the thing that we're working on, and that's where I think that, you know, some of the social media will reach out to people that aren't in the same echo chamber. So there haven't been people that agree with the same thing, you know. So
in line with that, how do I even use Early Watch MI? Okay, so what do I do? Go into Google and type Early Watch MI? I mean,
we'll just type your email Patriot, and he'll send you. He should still have all the password information and everything, and then once he gives you the password, you can just log in.
But what is it? Is it a Facebook page? Is it a?
Oh no! It's he just needs help with the. I think Smeggy said that he was going to help him out with the Instagram, but I mean, it's whatever. We could really just do news sourcing if that's something that you're interested in. I mean, it could be anything. If you want to take pictures and send it to him, you could do that. You know, whatever.
Okay, so I guess for those of us who aren't into all this social media bullshit, old guys like me, how do you get an old guy like me to go look at the bulletin board on Early Watch Michigan to see that there's a rally or that there's a bill or something like that? If it's, you know.
That's something that I'm trying to work on now. I'm figuring that we're going to work with G on Every Second Matters and hopefully be able to post over there. But we do need our own domain. I bought a domain, but I have no internet to get it up, and I got to put it on a server and all that shit. So I'm, you know, kind of lacking on that. So the domain thing, like that would be great. So then I could just post it right there, earlywatch.org or whatever the hell, and then you can see it right there. That's something that I'm trying to work on, and I'm figuring maybe turn the Early Watch Gun Channel page into something like that too. Like have a scoreboard on top, and then you can go down and get the videos and get the chat and all that shit.
Okay, because all I see here is Instagram and Twitter, and I mean, if it was just, and I don't want anybody to pay any money for anything, but if it was just a simple website that said, you know, rally at this day at this time, or there's a bill in the House, you know, that's anti-gun, do something about, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right though.
Some people are totally turned away by social media. Some people don't even want to do YouTube. After the rally in Columbus, this old timer with a single shot 12 gauge slung over his shoulder comes walking up to us and says, "Who was that tall guy that was talking?" He had no idea who Hickok 45 was. He knew what YouTube was, but he's old timer. He's like, oh, well, maybe I'll check it out. You know, I mean, just there are the people out there that if you're trying to reach these FUDs or you're trying to reach these old timers, you're trying to reach the people that donate money to the NRA all day long, but don't give a crap about Twitter, you've got to make it as easy as possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that was another kind of idea that was getting tossed around too, is possibly getting a hold of maybe local news networks or like local articles or something like that let out like they allow you like letters to the editor and regular people can just write in or something like that and they approve it. But so I mean that might not go through if they have to approve them, and it's pro gun, but let people know like, hey, a rally's coming up, so why don't we get a hold of channel 3 on your side or something like that and let them know and maybe they'll be interested. I don't know.
All right, I guess
something like that.
I mean, I listened to yesterday's show this morning while I was running around, and maybe I wasn't paying attention enough or whatnot. So I'm sorry if I'm repeating stuff that's already come up.
Oh no! It's all good, man. It's all good, but that's what I love about this whole kind of platform is that we can take people with different ideas, different outlooks, even if we disagree on everything, and still kind of come to some sort of hopefully conclusion. I mean, we're all pretty much pro 2A and in the same fight right now, so yeah. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
It was a good rally yesterday. I will say this, because it was one of the Michigan militia groups and not the Michigan militia, the Tim McVeigh group. It was, I don't know, Southeastern Michigan militia or something like that. There's a bunch of little groups. And these guys are not violent. They're not militant. They're not, let's overthrow the government or anything. There was one guy that was talking about the coming civil war, and it's like, okay, yeah, okay. I mean, I'm one of the ones that believes that you shouldn't stand up for the Second Amendment if you're not willing to entertain the chance that the worst case scenario that the Second Amendment is there for would have to get used. I'm not saying I want it. I'm not saying it needs to happen now. I'm saying there could be some time down the road where the worst case scenario it was written for may have to happen. And if somebody goes, nope, don't want to be no part of that. If and when the time comes, you're wasting your time then. But that's not really what we're all here for today, or any of us hope for. But anyway, other than that guy, though, these militia groups are not what the media has cooked them up to be, and they're small. So I thought there was going to be like 20 people there. No, there was probably 100 people there. There was as many people there Saturday as there was in November. They had a float. They had a singer do the national anthem. They had a lot of speakers. Some of the same people from last November, and then some new people. But it was freezing. It was supposed to be sunny and 45, and it was between 30 and 35, cloudy and windy. The flags kept getting knocked down, and people were freezing, and there was no sun to warm you up. And the building when the sun did come out, the building made so much shade. It was freezing. And you could tell probably past the halfway mark, people started to leave. They were sick of being cold. And you could hear some of the people in the background talking and joking and not paying attention to the speakers. I think that they just, because of the weather, they were getting, they were losing their focus. We still did a march afterward, and there were still plenty of people left when it was done. But we had a really good turnout. I have no idea what happened with the anti-gunners that morning. There was something, but I don't know. I'm glad I went, and it was definitely worthwhile. But for the people who weren't aware of it or the people who couldn't make it, I totally get it.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I was saying too, that there was tons of people at that outdoor expo, and it was Pro 2A, and there was a bunch of families there and all that. But I mean, even if they did know about it, would they have chose to not? Maybe some of them would have chose to not go to the expo and do the rally instead. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Majority of them would have probably still went to the thing anyway. Yeah,
you've only got so much time you can dedicate to this stuff and that sort of thing. So I don't fault anybody for not being there. I mean, I'm fortunate that this is something I can slide in, and Smeggy was able to make it. And when I went to Columbus a couple weeks ago, I didn't let Smeggy know until the last minute because I wasn't sure until midnight the night before that I was even going to be able to go to Ohio on Saturday. So I didn't want to go, hey, you want to go to Ohio, and then at the last minute cancel on him. And sometimes that's kind of the way it is. If your schedule's really screwed up, it's hard to commit. But when people can, I mean, do what you can.
Oh yeah, man. And I mean, you know how I mean, all you guys pretty much know how I am. Family is fairly important to me. So I mean, it kind of comes first. So if the kids need something or grandkids need something or the wife needs something, I mean, that may have to come first at sometimes, depending on, I guess, the importance. You know, if it's something BS. Like, you can't go to the rally today. I need you to hold the ladder for me so I could fucking dust or something like that. You know, I'm like, screw you. I'm out. But
Right, and there are priorities. There are priorities.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, so when I went to Columbus a couple weeks ago, I missed my son's flag football game. He does flag football almost every Saturday. I mean, some days I'm doing the Caliber Corner from the sideline there, and you can hear the game in the background. But when I worked the job I used to have, I worked almost every Saturday. I missed most of his flag football games for work. So when I missed a game to go to a rally, in my mind, it wasn't a big deal, because even though now I have almost every Saturday off, or no, I should say I do have every Saturday off. I used to miss them for work. I can miss them for a 2A rally. Now, if I was missing every single game, yeah, bad dad. But it's not one isn't gonna hurt. And everybody's got to judge what's their. It's the same thing with putting money into stuff. Some people don't have money to put into memberships with their, Pro 2A organizations. I kind of call bullshit on that sometimes, because it's like, well, how much does a pack of cigarette cost? But
yeah, true.
It's all, everybody's got to do what they feel. Some people are like, no, I don't want to give them any money, or no, I don't want to be a part of them because of this, that, or the other, or my state's got 6 organizations. I can't possibly be. I mean, when I was in Ohio, I was looking at the, they had 3 of them there. And the first one I looked at, it was like $75 a year. And I'm going, damn, 75. No, I'd rather get 3 other ones at $25 a year than. So, I mean, we all have our limits as what we're willing to pay for an organization too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there's like no way that I would be able to pay everything. There's no way I would be able to give to everyone. That's just an impossibility for me. I guess I could quit smoking. I'm working on it. I buy a pack of cigarettes a day.
But the whole thing is, though, I mean, you'll hear somebody say, I don't have no money for this, but then they talk about something else they just did, Yeah, right. I was complaining about this on one of the podcasts on Friday. It's like somebody will say they don't have money for a safe, but then they'll talk about the new rifle they bought. That rifle costs just as much as a safe, dude.
Maybe a little more, yeah.
Priorities.
Well, yeah, and everybody's got them, and I'm not holier than thou. But I pay my bills before I handle bullshit. So,
Yeah, I hear you on that for sure.
I can't go to Tulsa because I just started a new job, and right now we've got a bunch of things going on that I would rather pay off some debt, put some money in savings, pay for these bills, take care of a few things that have come up, than go to Tulsa. It's not that I don't want to see you guys. I'd love to go out there for a weekend, and it's not like I can't. It's about what, $400 in fuel, $100-something a night for a hotel. I'd only be there one night, and whatever. That's not a whole lot of money at all. But the truth of the matter is that I would rather put that money into other things. And some of that is things I have responsibilities for. But in lieu of that, I went to 2A rallies. So for me, 2A rallies are more important than Tulsa. For somebody else, it may not be. Whatever, it's fine. We all have different situations.
No, yeah, I agree with you on that for sure. I'd much rather support the 2A. I mean, not the people that are going to Tulsa aren't supporting the 2A. I'm not saying that at all, but yeah, I'd rather. Let's see. We got anything going on out here? Probably not. Oh yeah, speaking of work, anybody that doesn't know, we're going to be wrapping this thing up here a little bit earlier than usual.
Oh, hey, does anybody out there have anybody they want me to vote for on the NRA ballot? Because I'm finally getting around to filling this damn thing out. And don't vote for more than 25 names. And I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 names.
Blaine LaPierre isn't on that list, is he?
No. This is the director's election. So it's like Timothy Knight and Robert Nosler, people like that. So
Don't vote for incumbent.
it doesn't say any of that. Doesn't say any of that stuff on you know. I don't know. I just I'm gonna pick 20 other names at random. I guess I don't. Cause there's 35 total names on here. So
It's just the board right now.
yeah, I guess this is the board.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get that yet. I'm gonna look at my.
I think it's kind of weird that they have 25 people on the board. I mean, do you really need that many?
Yeah.
Well, some are honorary.
They don't need
Yeah,
any
no.
because they don't let them make decisions.
Okay, Tom Selleck and Ted Nugent are not on this list, so it's not that board. Whatever the hell it is. How many different boards do they need?
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess I'll just pick 20 more names at random. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't gotten any lists yet. I just looked. I haven't gotten anything, so I don't know.
Well,
I should be getting it, though. Did you get it in email or did you get an actual letter?
No, they actually sent me a ballot. As I was complaining, I'm going, dang, where the hell's my ballot? Where's my? And then, a few weeks after I was complaining, it showed up. It's like about time, because I've gotten these things before, and it's kind of like I never even did anything with them. So this time around, I'm actually going to fill it out and send it in. And I mean, I was complaining about some of the people that I've heard online, especially on the We Like Shooting show. They're just them and IV 88, 88, 88. They just want to get their friends in. But I'm kind of backpedaling on that and going, well, I guess I'm going to vote for some of these guys because, Adam Kraut really isn't that bad. I mean, the truth of the matter is all these people want to get in probably more for the money than because they care about 2A. I mean, that's the way I feel. But I guess it's kind of like doing a national election. Do you want lesser of two evils? Do you at least want somebody who sounds like they're pro 2A?
But not really.
Well, I'd be interested to see how many names would be on this ballot if this was a volunteer position. If you had the authority to do stuff within the NRA, right, but you received no salary, I mean, they'd still find a way to get stuff. They'd get free travel and free food and free lodging and a free admin and free, company car and
probably per diem and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. And a spending account. So don't even believe that with your charities. I mean, the Red Cross has got a board of directors, for Pete's sakes.
Yeah, and you ever meet somebody that says they're on the board of director, notice they ain't broke.
Hey, speaking of meeting somebody, so what was interesting about that Ohio rally is they had some people that were in the government speak, and I really thought that was classy because they were pro 2A, and I mean they really sounded like they were passionate about it. The one guy said that there's 66 of us, but only 15 are pro 2A, so it's an uphill battle every time they try to fight an anti-gun bill or push through a pro-gun bill. And at the rally in Lansing last November, there was no politicians. This time around, we had 3 politicians there, I think. So 2 of them were running for governor. So if one of them gets elected governor and there's a anti-gun bill that they're supporting or a pro-gun bill that they're not supporting enough, I realize the governor just signs off on it. He don't necessarily create it or whatever, but I will email them and I'll say, remember when we were all out there in March freezing our ass off and you said you were with us, that sort of thing. You can't really do that with Trump, can you?
Damn, they're cooking some.
My bad. That's a bunch of dead air. Sorry about that. I was typing.
I'm working on the background on GunTube, and I'm talking to G-Webs, and I'm doing everything.
Yeah, I was working. Trying to do the spreadsheet. Yeah, actually, yeah. By the way, too, Scotsman, you should be getting that sometime soon. I just sent it.
Well, sometimes I say what I say on the shows just to prevent dead air, but
sometimes the things you say are like the mic drop moments where mic drop. So
every now and then, the rest of the time, I think I just ramble.
I'm pretty sure we're all guilty of that.
I was gonna say that's kind of the basis of the early watch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We used to run for like 8 hours. Shit.
I think it's to hear you bitch, Tony, and then Jimmy's got to, pull you back. And
I'm pretty sure the infectious part of the early watch is when we argue. I'm sure,
That's why people listen. You hear me?
All right, so we're half past. I'm gonna get out of here at about 9, so I don't have to like rush to get everything ready and leave and shit and speed and still be late. So I like to take my time and relax and be late instead of rush and speed to be late. So anybody got anything that they want to wrap up on? Yeah, late never left.
We really need for somebody, everybody, anybody, figure out how we can be more effective at spreading information.
Yeah, something you on both of those things, something to add and spreading information. Patriot Potatoes, message me on gun channels and send me your contact information or something. That way I can at least let you guys know if I find out anything, or you can let me know. And the Two Live Moo, I know you're here in Michigan, but you're on the other side of the state, so I don't even know if it's even practical to come out to Lansing. But I mean, some people are able to do it. I don't know what your work schedule is or whatnot, but if you're listening, you want to message me on gun channels, your contact information. If I hear something, I'll forward it.
It's more practical if you carpool.
Yeah, and that was another thing too. Like Rich brought up that they're pretty decent out there in Idaho and all that, but that's a good point though. There's no reason that any other states can't help out their neighboring states or whatever. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it gives you a chance just to shoot the poop. Like, we weren't talking about gun stuff on the way there, but then on the way back we talked about gun stuff. But yeah, you're only burning 1 tank of gas or diesel. You're only paying 1 parking fee. It's not that difficult to do, to find some place to meet up at. And Smeggy drove me in November and I drove him this time, so it's working out good. I don't have a problem throwing more people in my rattly old man truck or whatnot, or hopping a ride with somebody and footing the bill for their parking or giving them some gas money or something. It's all good. So
yeah, seriously. So Tone, you got anything you want to wrap up with, or was that it?
That was my wrap up.
All right, how about you, Strike? You got anything interesting?
Indiegogo campaign for GunTube coming soon. Check it out.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. Yeah. Squibby, anything?
Lock and load tonight. What time? I'm not sure. I think 10 Eastern. Hawaii's trying to deal with the fact that he doesn't understand what daylight savings time is. I guess you don't either, Jimmy. But
No, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'd like to see it abolished. Why aren't our government officials trying to get rid of daylight savings time and leaving the Second Amendment alone? But so between his misunderstanding of that and just my work schedule, I think we're going to shoot for 10 Eastern tonight. But if it comes on later than that or earlier than that, it's just due to our lack of communication on the show.
Oh, yeah, you guys wanted to see something funny. You would have loved to have been flies on the wall like the last time changed, and I was trying to figure it out with Hawaii, like what time his shit was going to be at so we could put it up on the schedule. It was
he's like spring. He says to me, he says spring forward, fall back. So did you move your clocks forward or backward? And I'm thinking, well, what season is it, dude? I mean,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's pretty easy to figure out, but once you got to get there first. So, all right. So yeah, I guess we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you everybody for showing up. Should be around the same time tomorrow. The only problem is starting it early is that I got the wife and the kids here asleep, so that's my only issue. So we'll probably start around the same time. And also to anybody that wants to join and be a part of the Early Watch Network organization, open up your own chapter, however you want to put it. It's as easy as opening up a Gmail account, Early Watch, your state abbreviation @gmail.com. I'll send you over a spreadsheet. I am going to figure out a way so I could at least put it on the Early Watch page on gun channels so it's easily accessed to the public there, and some type of a spreadsheet or something like that, or maybe not a spreadsheet, a scoreboard, something like that. So I'll be working on that. And also, if there is an Early Watch in your state, feel free to contact them, email them, and see if you can do anything to help or what you can do to help or just be a part of it. So with that, I'm done.
Good day, everybody.
Should not be infringed.
Later.